Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Freeman Gosden and Charles Correll stars their famous figures Amos and Andy, and this episode goes back to March 18th, 1951, sponsored by the Rexall Drug Company. Yeah, remember all those Rexall stores used to be everywhere? This episode, as I said, March 18th, 1951, Uncle Sylvester's Wedding.
Andy, you know what that music say?
Yes, sir, Amos. That music say good health to all from Rexall.
The Amos-n-Andy Show with Ernestine Wade, Lou Lubin, Johnny Lee, Lillian Randolph, Roy Glenn, Corny Anderson, Jeff Alexander's music, and radio's all-time favorites, Amos and Andy.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Amos. Have you ever wondered just why 10,000 independent druggists in this country voluntarily recommend and sell Rexall drug products? Well, it's because they know from experience that Rexall products are as pure and reliable as science and skill can possibly make them. That's why, with the greatest of confidence, these 10,000 druggists tell their customers you can depend on any drug product that bears the famous name Rexall.
With every married man, his wife's relatives are always a bone of contention. And this is doubly true in the case of the Kingfish. Sapphire's mother has always been one of the sore points.
I tell you, Sapphire, that mama of yours ain't coming here for dinner. I don't want to see her around. She got the face of a gopher and the disposition of a hermit crab.
Don't you speak about Mama like that, you bum. My Mama happens to be one of the sweetest and most gentle women in the world.
Sweet and gentle? Huh. Look what you did to your father. Hit him on the head with a crowbar and put him in his grave.
Mama did not hit my papa on the head with a crowbar.
Well, then why did you bury the old boy with a derby on then? Tell me that.
Don't you talk that way about my Mama. I'll have you know.
Put down that vest. You ain't gonna hit me with that.
And another favorite target of the Kingfish is Sapphire's brother, Leroy.
I don't care if he is your brother, Sapphire. You ain't sending no money to that racetrack character.
My brother is not a racetrack character. He's a writer and an author.
Author? You don't call a fella an author who wrote a book called How to Dope Horses for Fun and Profit, do you?
Listen, George Stevens, you shut your big mouth if you say one word.
But Sapphire has one relative the Kingfish feels different about, Uncle Sylvester. For Uncle Sylvester, the Kingfish has all the love and affection in the world.
George, look what come in the mail this morning. A letter from Uncle Sylvester.
Well, how big a check did the old boy send us this time?
I ain't opened it yet.
What a delightful character. How I love that sweet, rich old man with one foot in the grave.
But, George, why would Uncle Sylvester be sending us money now? It ain't my birthday or our anniversary or nothing.
Well, maybe he's sending us a little green stuff for St. Patrick's Day. Maybe the old boy done joined the ancient order of the High Bunions or something like that. You see? Now, open it up there.
There ain't nothing in here but a letter.
Shake it good there. Wait a minute. Something wrong there. Shake it.
Ain't nothing else in here.
Yeah, read the thing then. Might be some good news. Maybe it done dropped dead or something.
George, listen to this.
What happened there? Now, read it.
Uncle Sylvester done been corresponding with some widow named Martha Johnson up here in New York. Yeah, she lives over on 134th Street, and he's coming up here to marry her. Here's her picture.
Let me see there.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Look at that face. Up till now, I thought the H-bomb was the most horrible thing that's been unleashed on man.
Oh, George, this is terrible. It says the widow's got 9 children. Uncle Sylvester arrives on Friday. And if he marries her, there won't be none of the estate left for us. Why couldn't this widow Johnson fell in love with some other man?
Some other man? I like the way you thinking there, honey. You got an idea there.
What you getting at, George?
Listen, honey, when you goes duck hunting, the fella that always ends up with the ducks is the fella who puts out the best-looking decoy. Where's my hat? If anyone's looking for me, I got an appointment with a ringneck mallet named Andy Brown. Well, come on in my office here. I've been waiting for you.
Yeah, Lightning say you wanted to see me. What's up, Kingfish?
Well, now listen, Andy. I got a proposition to put up to you here. Now, I ain't got no time to beat around the bush. I'm going to jump right into the thing with both feet.
Yeah, well, start jumping.
All right, I'm going to start off by showing you a picture. Now, wait a minute, though. Now, just a minute. Now, before I does, I want you to sit down there and take a good grip on the arm of the chair. Now, I asked you to come over here after lunch because, well, I didn't want this to hit you on no empty stomach, you see. Now, it's all settled there?
Okay.
Here's the picture, Andy.
I hate to be nosy, Kingfish, but what is it?
What is it? It's a woman. The picture must have been taken down at the lake someplace. I see she's standing by a boat dock there.
Yeah, I had seen things like that around the lake before.
You have then?
Yeah, but there was usual flapping on the bottom when they drained the lake. What is the deal, Kingfish? Is you opening a freak show?
No, now wait a minute. And, like I say, I ain't gonna beat around the bush here. Now look here. I'm gonna tell you, now don't get up there when I tell you this. The proposition is that I want you to marry this gal.
Listen, Kingfish, I wouldn't marry no old toad like that.
Now wait a minute. You know, the older a woman gets, the sweeter she gets. And believe me, boy, when it comes to companionship, there's nothing nicer than a woman that is around 60 and sweet.
Yeah, but when it comes to smooching, I'd rather stick to the ones that's 19 and nasty.
Now listen, Andy, here is the proposition. I'm going to tell you the truth. My rich Uncle Sylvester is engaged up with this here gal. Now, if he marry her, me and Sapphire are going to be cut off without a nickel. Now, if you makes a play for this widow Johnson and marries her, I'll split my uncle inheritance with you 50-50. Your share will amount to $10,000 or $15,000.
Let me see that picture again.
Yeah. There he is, right there.
10 or 15,000. Funny how a woman will pretty up right before your eyes. It's a deal, Kingfish. It's a deal.
Well, good. Congratulations, Andy. It ain't every man that becomes a husband and a father of 9 children in one day.
Yeah, well, I'm, 9 children. Wait a minute. Nothing doing, Kingfish. I ain't gonna get no family on the wholesale basis.
Well, now, wait a minute, Andy. The 9 children of Mrs. Johnson's gonna make a nice little brood for you.
Brood, huh? Listen here, Kingfish. This is one chicken that'd like to sit on his own eggs.
Think what you're missing here, Andy. 9 cute little cherubs, little children running around the house.
Yeah, well, you know, that's right. I likes kids, all right.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, Daddy Andy. I'd have a lot of fun with him.
Oh, sure you will, Andy. Some of them is bound to be 10, 11 years old. You can put them out on a paper route.
Yeah, I could do that, yeah.
Sure, and then at night you could bounce them on your knee and shake the loose change out the pocket at the same time.
Yeah, kids is the thing. I always wanted them. Let's go over and see this Mrs. Johnson. And I'll tell you what, I'll stop by in a toy store on the way over and get a cuddly teddy bear for the youngest one, huh?
Yeah. Take a teddy bear for him.
Yeah. I just think about them 9 kids, though. You know, I ain't much on names. How I gonna be able to tell them kids apart?
Oh, simple, Andy. Just having to wear football jerseys with numerals on them, and any time you want to call one of them, just look at the program. There's a number. Well, here we is, Andy.
Andy. 132 West 134th Street. This is Martha Johnson, 1A. Here we is, right there, Dad.
Yeah. This is sure a cute teddy bear I bought, ain't it?
Yeah, now, I'll ring the bell there. Yeah, you know, that is a cute little teddy bear, all right?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, somebody coming to the door.
Well, what did you two mugs want?
Excuse us for protruding, mister, but we'd like to see Mrs. Martha Johnson.
She ain't home now.
We'll be back later, but incidentally, mister, I got this little teddy bear for the baby in the family.
Yeah, I believe the little baby's name is Herman.
I'll take it, and I'll tell Mom she had callers.
Mom?
Yeah, I'm Herman. Thanks a lot.
Now listen. Now listen, Anna, don't let's go away from here mad. Now, before you say anything, this ain't gonna change your mind, is it?
Listen, Kingfish, the deal is off. I don't want no child that could put me over his knee.
Is that you, George?
Yeah, it's me, honey. Say, where's Uncle Sylvester? This is the day he gets in. I thought he was coming up for supper.
George, he just called from his hotel. He's in bed.
Bed?
Yes, he got sick on the train, and he's going to have to postpone the wedding for a few days.
Oh, he's sick. He's sick. Oh, that's a wonderful break, this is. Honey, does you realize there's 132 fatal diseases he can get? There's still a chance, honey. Send my black suit out to the cleaners. Come on, let's...
March 18th, 1951, Amos-n-Andy on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Thank you for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now more of Amos-n-Andy, March 18th, 1951.
Uncle Sylvester, is you in there?
Well, my favorite nephew, George. Well, how is you, son?
Well, fine. I just thought I'd drop by to cheer you up, Uncle Sylvester. By the way, you sure looking ghastly this morning.
Oh, no, George. I'm feeling 100% better this morning.
Oh, you do, huh?
Yes, I went to a clinic this morning for a complete and thorough checkup.
Yeah.
I had 5 different doctors look at me. And they said as far as they can see, I'm as spry as a young chicken.
Well, now, wait a minute, Uncle. I wouldn't put too much stock in that. There's a lot of chickens that was running around spry and healthy one day, and the next day, they ended up in a casserole keeping company with a dumpling.
Well, of course, they didn't give me no final diagnosis.
Didn't
they? Said that they'd mail me a complete medical report in 2 or 3 days.
No.
But I feel that nothing is wrong, and I'm going right ahead with the wedding as soon as I get the report. And I know that you and Sapphire will be very happy for me.
Happy? Oh, yeah, we are hysterical about the whole thing. Oh, yeah.
So the uncle is going ahead with the wedding on schedule, huh, Kingfish?
Yes, Andy, and we'll be cut off without a nickel.
72 years old. Ain't that pretty old to be getting a spark of romance?
Listen, Andy, there's been many a campfire that the Rangers thought was out. And it ended up by burning down 3,000 acres of timber before they could get it under control. Oh, I tell you, Andy, the trouble... Yeah. Well, Shorty the barber, where you been? I ain't seen you around in a couple of weeks.
Oh, I've been laid up with a bad case of laryngitis. I had an awful time of talking. I had a lot of trouble with my speech. My throat closed. I opened my mouth and nothing. I couldn't, you see, you couldn't understand a word I said.
Yeah, well, you sound all right now, Shorty, but say, did you hear the bad news about the Kingfish? His rich uncle is getting married to a widow with 9 children, and the Kingfish going to be out of luck.
Oh, that's too bad, Kingfish. Ain't there no way of getting the wedding called off?
No, looked like he was going to get sick there for a while, but he went to a clinic and they're going to mail him a report or something in a couple of days, I guess.
Well, if they're going to mail... Hey, wait a minute, Kingfish. I got something.
Well, get it out. Don't hold it. Let it loose there.
Now, look, if you take the report from the clinic advising your uncle that the worst thing he could do is get married and got it to him before the real report got in, you'd nip the whole thing right in the bud, you see.
Yeah, if I could get a fake report to him. Yeah, make out a report from the clinic. Yeah, why didn't I think of a simple thing like that?
Well, because you don't think deep enough. You don't grasp the subject like I. You don't have the inherent qualities that. You got. When I got. You ain't as simple-minded as I am.
All right, Andy. Now, lock the door there so we won't be disturbed while we're making out this medical report.
Yeah, okay, Kingfish.
All right. Got the door locked there?
Yeah.
Now, I'll dictate the thing, Andy, and you write it down. Got a pen?
No, but I got one of them pencils you wet with your tongue, one of them ineligible pencils. You know.
Okay, Andy, let's go now. All right, medical report. Submitted to poor, unfortunate Sylvester Smith. We, the undersigned doctors, has made a thorough examination of this man. And after due deliberation, there's only one thing we can say. Wow. Got that in there?
Yeah.
All right, new paragraph. Now, start off there, say, this is one of the feeblest patients we ever examined. The only thing that's keeping him upright is because his arteries are so hard. See, that ought to scare the old boy right there.
You said it.
Now, listen, Andy, we want to make this look official. Now, on one side of the paper, write down there, heart, lungs, bones, blood pressure, respiration, and liver.
Okay, I got that.
All right, now, fill them out. Heart, feeble. Lungs, deflated. Bones, brittle. Blood pressure, couldn't find it. Respiration, choppy. Liver, shriveled. All right, read them back, Andy.
Okay. Heart deflated. Lungs feeble. Blood pressure brittle. Bones couldn't find them. Respiration shriveled and chopped liver.
Andy, this is the clinic we're dealing with here now, not a delicatessen, you know.
Well, you give them to me too fast. I ain't no driptation expert, you know.
Well, now, look, Andy, we ain't getting no place here. What is we going to do?
Yeah, I don't know what.
Look, I got an idea here. You remember that cat that Sapphire had once?
Yeah, you mean the one that throwed the fit and run around all over the ceiling?
Yeah, that's right. Well, we took him to a vet, and just before he put the cat out of his misery, he read us a letter explaining just what was wrong with the thing. I think I'm going home and copy that stuff and send it to Uncle Sylvester as his medical. He gets married after that, there ain't much we can do about it. Well, Uncle Sylvester, it's nice of you to take us out to dinner tonight.
Yes, Uncle Sylvester, but you seemed upset all evening.
Well, that's why I asked you out to dinner. You see, I had something to tell both of you. I received quite a shock in the mail today.
You don't mean to tell me. Yeah, what could you have possibly received in the mail that could have upset you?
Well, it was my medical report from the clinic.
Oh.
It was much worse than I expected.
Sure enough.
In addition to several other strange complications, I appear to be suffering from distemper.
Oh, Uncle, that's terrible.
Yeah, it must have come on you all of a sudden, because when I kissed you at the train, I noticed your nose was cold.
Well, this whole thing has gotten me very upset, and I was forced to come to a decision about my marriage.
Mm-hmm.
After all, a man in my condition can't take no chances.
That's right, Uncle. You can't think of marriage. What you need right now is plenty of care and rest.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I'm marrying the widow Johnson sooner than I expected. You see, she's a trained nurse.
George, come back here. Where you going?
Home to run around on the ceiling. That's what
Amos-n-Andy had a huge run on radio, and they were wildly popular. Nightly radio serial 1928 to 1943, a situation comedy from 1943 to 1955, and as a nightly disc jockey program 1954 to 1960. Amos-n-Andy, March 18th, 1951, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you. And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required. Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of Amos-n-Andy from March 18th, 1951.
Well, come on, Andy. The wedding's set for tomorrow. We got to go in here and see Calhoun, the lawyer.
Yeah, maybe there's some last-minute way to head the thing off.
Oh, hiya, boys.
Yeah, well, hi there, Calhoun. Is you busy? Could we see you?
Yeah, come on in. I just got back. I was serving a summons. I tell you, boys, when you is serving a summons, you got to keep your mind alert. I went up to this apartment and rung the bell, stood there with the summons in my hand, waiting to do my duty and service.
Yeah, well, what happened?
The door opened, and there was a beautiful gal. Boy, she was a knockout. 19 years old, and her hair was flowing down her back. She was wearing one of them beautiful negligees. Oh, she was one of the most gorgeous creatures I ever seen.
Then did you serve the summons?
What summons you talking about?
Now, look, Calhoun, never mind your problem. I got to act fast. Now, my uncle is determined to marry a widow tomorrow, and it means I is cut out of the will.
Well, then the thing to do, boys, is start working on the woman.
Yeah, well, how going to do that? Explain that to me. Now, you say work on what?
Well, now, suppose she thought your uncle was a bluebeard. You know, a man who marries a woman then kills her.
Yeah, tell her that he is a bluebeard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just might work. She ain't never met me and Andy. It's our last chance. We'll try.
Well, I sure hope it works. I'll be seeing you fellas in a couple of weeks. I'm going down to Washington tonight. Yeah, I'm helping out on one of them big investigations down there. The investigation is about how the politicians has been messing around with the RFC.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Say, what did that RFC mean anyway?
Well, as far as the politicians is concerned, I think it means reach for the cash.
Look here, Andy. Her goofy son just left.
No.
Now, Andy, before I knock on the Widow Johnson's door here, remember, we is from the Secret Service.
Yeah, and Uncle Sylvester is a Bluebeard.
Yeah.
I sure hope she's in.
How do you do, Mrs. Johnson?
Yes?
Madam, we is from the Secret Service. It's our unpleasant duty to inform you that we is on the prowl for a vicious wife killer whose initials is Sylvester Smith.
Sylvester Smith? The man I'm gonna marry?
Oh, yes. We of the Secret Service is really out to get him. They done pulled men from every other job they got. Ain't they, Mr. Brown?
Oh, yeah. We was guarding the president, but they done even took us off that job.
You mean there's no one guarding the president?
No, he's just sitting down there in Key West with a fishing pole in one hand and a shotgun in the other.
Yeah, and that sports shirt he's wearing is bulletproof.
Oh, I can hardly believe this about Mr. Smith. He seems so gentle and kind.
Well, madam, I know it comes as quite a shock to you, but allow me to read you the official report we got on him. I quote, married last spouse, Susan Thompson, January the 2nd. January the 3rd, took out large insurance policy on Susan. January the 4th, Susan disappeared. January the 5th, Sylvester discovered cleaning out furnace.
Oh, dear, you mean he gets rid of his wives in the furnace?
Oh, yeah. He's known to the police all over the country as Sylvester Smith, alias Barbecue Benny.
Oh, dear. How many wives has he done away with?
Well, we ain't got the exact figure, but for the 3 winters, even during the coal shortage, his thermostat never fell below 80.
And when he gets you in there, he's going to be shooting in the low 90s.
Of course, he only gets rid of the wives in the furnace during the winter. In the spring, he goes in for gardening.
Yeah, that's right. He plants them under his flower beds.
Yeah, he's sentimental about it, too. He's entered some of the stuff in the flower show last year and come off with first prize.
Sure did. Went to a geranium named Molly.
Oh, I wouldn't think of marrying a man like this. What should I do? Oh, don't let him come nowhere near me.
Oh, don't worry, madam. If he come round here, just let your son answer the door.
Yeah, that'll scare him off for good.
Oh, thank you so much for coming here and warning me.
Yes, madam, we got here just in time. Another day and you would have ended up being a night-blooming jasmine, you know.
Yes, Amos, that's the story.
Yeah, well, Andy, I know the Kingfish has done a lot of crazy tricks in his day, but this is about the craziest one I done ever heard of him doing, spoiling that old man's happiness.
Oh, listen, Amos, if you'd have seen that Widow Johnson and that goofy son of hers, we were just saving the old boy from a fate that was worse than death.
Oh, that was mean of the Kingfish, though. You say the Kingfish and Sapphire is down at the station now seeing Uncle Sylvester off, huh?
Yeah, and the Kingfish is happy about the whole situation. He figured that the long trip up here and the disappointment of having the marriage called off and then the long trip back there might hurry up the Grim Reaper.
Well, goodbye, Uncle Sylvester. We're really gonna miss you.
Yes, too bad, Uncle, about your marriage being broken up.
Yes, I can't understand what happened to the Widow Johnson. One day, the marriage was all set. Then I called her on the phone, and she hung up. Then when I went over there, her big son threw me out of the house and said the marriage was off.
Oh, Uncle Sylvester, we're so disappointed for you. Ain't we, George?
Oh, yeah, we sure is, all right.
Well, I have to get to my train now. Goodbye, George. Goodbye, Sapphire.
Well,
goodbye, Uncle Sylvester.
Goodbye, Uncle Sylvester, and don't forget to write, even if it's only 50 or 100. Let us hear from you.
Well, that's one of the disturbing things about the whole matter, George.
What's that?
There won't be any more checks.
No more checks?
Nope. Last month, I was wiped out in the market. If I had just been able to marry that rich Widow Johnson, I could have taken care of you and Sapphire for the rest of your life.
Now, wait.
March 18th, 1951, Amos and Andy on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes? Did you know that these are just 2 of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, an episode of the serial Captain Midnight. This episode originally broadcast March 18th, 1940.
The Skelly Oil Company presents Captain Midnight. Captain Midnight, brought to you 3 times each week by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. And now to Captain Midnight. The famous pilot, accompanied by Steve and Patsy Donovan and the old miners Pinky Drake and Slim Poole, are flying at 10,000 feet over Ridgeville Airport in Captain Midnight's speedy new Spartan cabin plane. It's 12 o'clock at night, and Ivan Shark has just radioed Captain Midnight, demanding the answer to his proposition. But Captain Midnight has refused to talk until he's sure Chuck is still alive. He must hear the boy's voice. A tense silence holds the occupants of the Spartan's cabin breathless. Listen as Ivan Shark's voice comes faintly through the ether.
Step forward, Ramsey, and say something to Captain Midnight.
Hello, Captain Midnight and everybody. Please do not delay long. Fly where Ivan Shark says. I will not see home again if you refuse. To do all these things on my account is a lot, I know. Remember that flying according to Ivan Shark's directions and straight as an arrow is essential. Please do it.
That is enough, Ramsey. I guess Captain Midnight is convinced you are still alive. Are you not, Captain Midnight? Go ahead.
Yes, I am. But I can't give you my answer at this moment. I must have more time to think it over. Go ahead.
That is very unreasonable, Captain Midnight. And I know perfectly well why you are stalling. I am willing to give you more time only on one condition. You must remain at Ridgeville Airport, and in order to prove to me that you are at Ridgeville, I must hear your voice every 24 hours at the same time. 12 o'clock at night. Go ahead.
Very good. But there is one condition I must insist upon, too, and that is that I shall hear Chuck Ramsey's voice every 24 hours also. Go ahead.
Very good, Captain Midnight. I will agree to that. But I have decided to take no chances. Therefore, I am only giving you 48 hours in which to make up your mind. I will call you tomorrow night at 12 o'clock and also at 12 o'clock on the second night. At that time, I must have your final answer. Otherwise, I will carry out the remainder of my plan. Go ahead.
Very good, Shark. You shall have my final answer within 48 hours. Captain Midnight signing off.
Gosh, Captain Midnight, this is terrible. We only have 48 hours to rescue Chuck and Frank Crane.
Yes, I know that, Patsy. But that's better than having to give my answer tonight.
What now, Captain Midnight? Do we head northwest?
Yes, Steve. Open her up to cruising speed and fly a compass course of 340 degrees.
Right you are.
I've got what Chuck said right here on my pad, Captain Midnight. Every word of it.
Good.
Gosh, old hemlock.
It sure was good to hear Chuck's voice again. It sure was. Seems like I ain't heard Chuck say anything for a couple of years.
It seems longer than that since he's been gone, Slim.
All right, now, let's look at Chuck's message. Seems to me that I heard a couple of familiar words on that.
I did too, Captain Midnight. In the first place, Chuck used the word arrow. Don't you remember?
Mm-hmm.
You thought it was so strange he used it the other time?
Yes, I remember that. Now then, let's take a look. He starts out here. Hello, Captain Midnight and everybody.
That's exactly the way he started his message yesterday. See, here it is.
Uh-huh, yes, you're right. It's exactly the same.
In his last message, he used every 10th word to give the secret message he wanted us to understand.
Just a minute here. Look at this.
Oh, what in the tarnation is it, Captain Midnight?
Do you see something?
By the great grizzly. What is it?
Come here, look. Look at that 10th word, Patsy. It's exactly the same as the 10th word in Chuck's previous message.
Why, it is the same. It's the word long.
Say, do you suppose that could be a coincidence?
No, it isn't, because look here. The next 10th word is home. The next one after that is the word on, and after that comes flying, and then look here, the next 10th word is arrow.
Loopin' loops, can you imagine that? Why, Chuck's message this time is exactly as it was the time before.
What in the tarnation do you know about that?
Do you actually mean to say that Chuck's secret message this time is the same as yesterday?
It most certainly is, Steve, isn't it, Captain Midnight?
Listen to this, Steve. Chuck's first secret message was long, home, on, flying, arrow. Now, those words start with 5 different letters, and those 5 letters are the last 5 letters in the word Cobralhopa. And now tonight, although what Chuck said was a little bit different, his secret message is exactly the same.
You sure gotta hand it to Chuck. He's a mighty smart kid. Well, calling rattlesnakes, I'll say so. And if you ask me, Chuck sure put one over on Ivan Shark.
If Chuck gave those same words 2 times in succession, it certainly proves they're mighty important.
Gosh, I'll say so. Chuck certainly wanted us to be sure and understand it.
Gosh, Captain Midnight, do you think them there words are the whole message?
No, Slim, no, I don't think so. But Chuck has pointed those 5 words out as being the most important ones.
But if those 5 words are only part of the message, what's the rest of it?
I think I can answer that, Patsy. Chuck has given us the last 5 letters of the word Cobralhopa twice. But in the first message, he took special pains to mention the word cobra, which is composed of the first 5 letters of the word Cobralhopa.
Then you think the other 5 words of the message begin with C-O-B-R-A?
Yes, Steve, that's what I think.
But Chuck hasn't given us 5 words beginning with those letters.
Yeah, but don't forget, Patsy. We're going to have a chance to hear Chuck again in 24 hours at 12 o'clock tomorrow night.
But we ain't going to be anywhere near Ridgeville tomorrow night, Captain Midnight.
It won't make any difference, Pinky. I've got someone to talk in my place, and we'll be able to tune in and listen to the conversation. We can hear what Chuck says, and Patsy can write it down.
Why, sure we can. Don't you see that, Pinky, you old lop-eared hyena? Why, you didn't see it yourself till Captain Midnight just got through explaining it. You ain't fooling me at all.
As a matter of fact, we'll be able to hear Chuck clearer than before, because we'll be closer to him.
You're right, Steve. But gee, Captain Midnight, you don't suppose Ivan Shark will discover that you're not talking to him, will he?
No, Patsy, I don't think so. That fellow's voice sounds exactly like mine, and I told him what to say so that he can't make a mistake. And when Shark gets the report from his listening post and finds that the voice came from Ridgeville, he'll be positive he was hearing me.
Of course he will. Captain Midnight's plan will work, I'm sure of it.
This time we're sure going to put one over on Ivan Shark. What do you mean, we? Captain Midnight was the one that figured it out, not you.
All right, you two. Now cut it out, will you? So I'll be quiet and get a little rest. We need it. Later, we'll land and gas up. Oh, Steve, keep on 340 degrees for a couple of hours while I take a little nap. Then I'll take over the controls and give you a rest.
Have we got enough gas, Steve?
Yes, Patsy. There was a gas truck just pulling away now.
Gee, this sure is pretty country, isn't it, Pinky?
Yes, and that sure was the best breakfast I ever ate in my life.
I'll say it was, Pinky. That plate of ham and eggs I had really went to the spot.
Chuck sure would have liked that breakfast. Gosh, I seen him put away ham and eggs like that till the cows come home.
Gee, I wish we could get started. We're still a couple of 100 miles away from the Canadian border.
Well, Patsy, we're ready to go any time. Tanks are full of gas and oil.
Well, just as soon as Captain Midnight gets back, we'll be on our way. Look, here he comes now. Yeah, and he's got some kind of papers in his hand.
Those must be the telegrams from the listening posts.
Well, that's just what they are, all right. Gosh, I can hardly wait to see them.
Here we are, Captain Midnight. The tanks are full of gas and we're all ready to go.
Good. Just a second, Patsy. We'll check these telegrams first. I'll shut the cabin door. We'll be all ready to start.
I've got the map laid out on this board.
Oh, good. So I see. Have you got your protractor ready there, Steve?
All right here, Captain.
All right. Here's the message from post number 1.
That's the one from the Pacific coast, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Here's what the message says. Greatest signal strength at 0 degrees.
0 degrees?
Mm-hmm.
Why, that's straight north.
Well, here. I'm all set to draw the line.
Oh, here's the ruler.
There, that's it.
What in the tarnation does that mean? Why, this line runs right between the others.
It's almost exactly between. In fact, Shark must have been midway between the points he broadcast from the other two line times.
We'll check that by the second message. All right, here it is. Greatest signal strength at 317 degrees. Got that?
Check's all right, but draw the line, Steve.
Here, go
All
ahead.
right, just a second, Patsy.
That's it. Aha, that proves it. When Ivan Shark broadcast last night, he was halfway between those other 2 points.
Oh, gee, do you suppose that means that Chuck is at that point?
No, I don't, Patsy. Shark wouldn't have the nerve to broadcast in the place where he's keeping Chuck and Frank Crane.
Well, then where do you think he's keeping Chuck?
It's somewhere in that general area, Steve. Just exactly where, I don't know. We've got to listen to Chuck tonight and hope and pray that he'll give us the rest of his secret message.
All right. We ready to leave?
Yes, Steve. We're ready. I'll take the controls. We should be in Reddington by noon. All right, here goes for the starter.
Gosh, Captain Midnight, we haven't got much time left. It's 8 o'clock now, and we've just got to rescue Chuck before 12 o'clock tomorrow night.
Well, it looks as though Ivan Shark has certainly fooled Captain Midnight. The last time the criminal broadcast, it was from the hideout where Chuck Ramsey and Frank Crane are located. But Captain Midnight does not believe that Ivan Shark would do such a thing, which is exactly what the criminal intended. There are only 42 hours left to rescue Chuck and young Crane. Will Captain Midnight be successful? Now, don't forget to tune in again Wednesday, same time, same station, for further transcribed adventures of Captain Midnight. Brought to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday by the Skelly Oil Company, Skelly Jobbers and Dealers. Can Captain Midnight locate Chuck and rescue him in the short time that remains, or will Ivan Shark carry out his terrible threat? Be sure to listen Wednesday. Until then, this is Don Gordon, your Skelly Man, saying goodbye and happy landing!
From March 18th, 1940, Captain Midnight here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. I want to remind you of our friend Ted over at RadioMemories.com. He supplies many of the shows you hear here on Classic Radio Theater on compact, and he can give them to you too. On compact disc, cassette, or flash drive, just contact him through his webpage, RadioMemories.com. That is RadioMemories.com, and please tell him I sent you by. Hope you'll do that. His phone number's on there as well, so you can contact him by phone if you're not comfortable with email. Now, our webpage is classicradio.stream. There you can stream our shows on demand, learn more about classic radio collecting, and contact me, classicradio.stream. And our shows are also available on demand through iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Amazon. If you miss a day, you don't have to miss a single show. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. That's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Have a great day, won't you? Please, will you take a moment to thank this radio station, drop them a card or a letter, and support their advertisers? It's their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you here each and time we roll around. And tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.